We have a major update. OG Anunoby is nearing his return for the New York Knicks. According to multiple reports, OG is currently taking contact and having 5-on-5 drills. We're going to break down this latest report and see when it could mean that OG Anunoby could return for the Knicks. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. OG Anunoby is preparing to make his return for the New York Knicks. And honestly, it could not come at a better time. Right now, the New York Knicks are losing players left and right. We just lost Jalen Brunson to a left knee contusion. Thankfully, it doesn't seem too serious, and Jalen might return soon. But with Anunoby getting that elbow surgery, we didn't know his status. We didn't know when he was going to return for the Knicks. We all had some vague timelines, but nothing set in stone. But now, after this latest update that we received from SNY, we now have so much hope for Anunoby and his return. According to these reports, Tom Thibodeau has stated that OG Anunoby is doing contact drills and playing 5-on-5. And according to Fred Katz of The Athletic, he also doubles down on this report and gives us a little bit more information. According to Katz, OG Anunoby is going through contact drills and is playing 5-on-5 now. Sounds like he's getting closer. Thibodeau said he's now day-to-day, but he hasn't been cleared to fully play yet. This is a major update for the New York Knicks and OG Anunoby. The Knicks getting OG Anunoby back is great news. Ever since they lost OG, they've been losing more games than they've been winning. Now they've also lost Randle. They've also lost Mitchell Robinson. Hartenstein has been down a few games with the sore Achilles. So they've lost a lot of people. But OG Anunoby had to be one of the most important pieces that went down for them because their defense, which was top-notch when he was playing for the Knicks, went all the way down once OG Anunoby missed time and had to deal with that injury. Then once he had surgery, we had to look for other players to step up and try to step in his absence. And of course, some players did their best. They tried their best, but obviously nobody is going to cover and make up for the defensive wing that you've always needed, that you traded significant assets for. Nobody's going to be able to make up for that. But the Knicks have tried, and they've tried to stay afloat, and they've tried to make wins happen, even though they've been dealing with so many injuries. And even though that's the case, they cannot always pull it through. But hearing OG Anunoby is practicing, taking contact, that's the biggest thing here. He's doing contact drills and playing 5-on-5. Once you're at that stage and Tom Thibodeau is calling you day-to-day, it's only a matter of time. His return is imminent. He is absolutely preparing for a return for the Knicks. He is coming back very soon. And if he's day-to-day, according to Tom Thibodeau, that means it's sooner rather than later than he returns to this Knicks team and starts making that impact again, that OG Anunoby effect, if you will, start having that effect again on this Knicks team. We absolutely need it because if he comes back and does the same thing he was doing before, having that same type of impact, the New York Knicks will be able to float along and try to win a couple of more games as they try to get more healthy and get more players back. And once that happens and they get deeper and you can add to the OG Anunoby core of OG, Jalen Brunson, and then you get Randle back, and then you get Mitchell Robinson back, and you get to see how that squad looks together. The times for the New York Knicks, which look scary right now, are starting to look very, very good. Because OG coming back is going to mean very good things for the Knicks and very bad things for other teams around the league. Because they remember the type of defensive team the Knicks were when OG was playing part of that lineup. They remember how locked down defensively the Knicks used to be when OG used to be playing. And they remember how good the Knicks used to look when OG Anunoby was on the floor. Remember, guys, OG Anunoby's plus-minus when he was playing for the Knicks was some of the best plus-minus we've ever seen from any player, not only this year, but in NBA history in terms of a player and his impact after a trade. OG Anunoby is entering a territory that we have not seen in the NBA or for the Knicks. That's why him coming back, his impact is sorely needed. You don't think he's going to be able to lock down the team's best defender? You don't think he's going to be able to make the game easier for your other shooters? for Jalen Brunson, for Julius Randle once he comes back, this Knicks team without OG Anunoby has been suffering. Other people around the league have been thinking the Knicks aren't that good of a team because OG has not been playing. They've forgotten. They've had amnesia. It's like the month of January, poof, it's gone. They don't remember it. Okay, we'll give you a new month to think about because the Knicks are coming back. They're getting healthy. This update right here that says OG Anunoby is doing contact drills and playing 5-on-5 is the best update that I've heard for weeks right now for the New York Knicks. This is the update you wanted to hear. This is the status update you wanted to see for OG Anunoby. And really, shout out to the medical staff and shout out for the Knicks. They said, even from the start of this thing, that potentially OG Anunoby could return middle of March at the earliest. It's currently March 7th. In about a week, it'll be middle of March. Since OG Anunoby is hitting all of his milestones, he's doing everything he needs to do, and he's on schedule, everything is pointing to the fact that OG is likely going to return for the Knicks next week. And if that's the case, if that happens, the New York Knicks are going to be a better team because of it. They're going to win more games because of it, and that's going to allow the Knicks to rest just a little bit more, coast just a little bit more, hopefully win a couple more games they would have lost if OG wasn't in the lineup, and rest to get more players back, to get Randle back, to get Isaiah Hartenstein back to full health, Mitchell Robinson back to full health, Jalen back to full health, this Knicks team back to full health. Everything the Knicks have done up to this point, all the 10-day contracts, all the contracts they've given out in OG's absence, all the players that they've signed, all the things that they've done, it's all been in preparation for this moment, this exact time, to prepare to get all of our players back, to get healthy again, to get a deep roster again, so we can start doing what we were doing before, showing why this Knicks team is one of the most dominant teams in the league. But that's not the only update I have for you guys today. Hearing this OG Anunoby update, it definitely brings a smile to my face. I'm sure it does for you guys as well too. But these other updates are sure to do the same thing. According to Fred Katz, he states that Tom Thibodeau stated, Mitch looks good. He told me to tell everyone that. Everyone that. That's the message that wants to get out there, that Mitch looks good. And if you've been following Mitch, looking at his Instagram, watching his IG lives, not only does he look good, he looks happy, he looks healthy, and he looks ready. And we have more injury updates. Jalen Brunson did most of practice today, according to Fred Katz and Tom Thibodeau. And according to Thibs, he said he doesn't know what the Knicks will list him as when the upcoming injury report comes out. However, if he's playing during practice and he did most of the practice, it's probably safe to say he's going to enter that game with a questionable tag. And if he can go through shoot around, he's likely going to play that game and he's not going to miss any more time. But if he misses another game, I'm honestly not going to be mad at it. Jalen Brunson getting more rest and being more available for this Knicks team, being more healthy for this Knicks team. How can I say no to that? Who doesn't want to see Jalen Brunson more healthy? That's what we're aiming for. That's what I think the New York Knicks want him to be. And until the doctors say that Jalen is 100% healthy and he can return to the court without any issues, that's the only time Jalen's going to come back. And until then, Miles McBride, Alec Burks, Dante DiVincenzo, even Shake Milton, all of these guys are going to have to take time, play during these games, and do their best to help the Knicks secure the victory. Because that's all you can ask for during this time until Jalen Brunson can get healthy and return back to the floor. The only good news here is that Jalen Brunson's injury is not serious. Mitchell Robinson looks good. He could be coming back soon. Julius Randle, if you're watching his pregame workouts for the New York Knicks, he is active. He's working up a sweat, and he looks ready as well, too. He could be returning very shortly. OG Anunoby, though, full practice, 5-on-5, doing contact drills. He is the one by far that is ahead of the rest, and he's likely going to come back before Julius and Mitchell Robinson. He is a key piece for this roster. We need him back, and this update not only made my day, I hope it makes your day as well, too. OG is coming back, and he's going to make another huge impact once he comes back to this roster. And I just can't wait for that day. But what about you guys? What do you think about this OG Anunoby update and the other updates that we provided to you about the New York Knicks and their injured players? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans. Peace.